2 matches left in the season. Antonio Conte is going to win the Scudetto for his 26th win as coach of Napoli. It is Scudetto that's Camacho 26. So Napoli are going to beat Parma. They're going to beat Cagliari to become the winners of the Serie A. The 26th winners manager for Antonio Conte is going to win the Scudetto in his 41st match as manager. His truly, Scott McTominay is going to win the championship, the Scudetto. Scott McTominay is Gematria of the 41st game for coach Antonio Conte. McTominay is going to win Scudetto. The 81st points against Parma. Can Giacomo Raspadori, number 81, be the hero for the 81st points of the season for Napoli? 1 win away from the Scudetto. I like Napoli. Last year, Napoli had 53 points. And this year, they're going to become the champions. I Campiones Camacho 53 and 55. Cagliari's last Scudetto came 55 years ago in 1970. And Napoli scored 55 goals last year. So they win the Scudetto against a team that last won the Scudetto 55 years ago. It's also Antonio Conte can become the first coach to win Scudetto with 3 different clubs as a manager. Cagliari Calcio is Camacho 67. 4 more goals away for 67 for the season. Cagliari is Camacho 60. If it ends up being low scoring 1-0, 2-0, something like that, then Napoli can get their they could get their 60th goal against Cagliari. 2-2. We've got fireworks. They drew 2-2 against Genoa. In Camacho, it's Parma that is up next. It's Parma that's Camacho. The 2-2 score today. It was a rigged match, but it produces more drama. Genoa's Camacho 24. Napoli's 24th win can occur after the draw against Genoa. After Genoa, they're going for their 24th win. It's Parma that's Camacho 32. Never say never. Napoli could have a 2-goal lead against Parma. They beat them 2-1 earlier this year. Conte, he remains at 24 wins after Genoa. The overall record, the record for the season, is how we look at. This is how we look at Napoli. So it's his first season with the team. So Antonio Conte's record is going to be the same as the Napoli's record for the season in all competitions. Once it shows its overall record, this is where we are at right now. '26 for the Scudetto. 57 goals in the league. They enter Cagliari with 60 goals, or they get their 60th goal against Cagliari. They can get the 34-goal differential with a win over Parma. It's Antonio Conte. Antonio's Camacho 34. Conte's Camacho the 24 wins right now at the moment. Conte is Camacho the 78 points for Napoli for the season. Can Scott McTominay make the difference? Now Scott is Camacho 14. Is he really going to score 3 times in the? And is he will probably get the 2 goals before the end of the season when it's all said and done. Will Lukaku score any more? Not scored much, but he did score against Genoa. The first goal of the game. If Romelo's Camacho 84, is he going to come through during these last couple of matches? He's at 13 goals. When will Lukaku score that 14th goal? He hasn't scored much, but Lukaku can deliver. Lukaku, he did score a goal. Napoli had 77 points entering the match today. He's going to score a big goal for Napoli. It's going to happen either against Cagliari to win the Scudetto, or it will happen against Parma for Romelu Lukaku. Let's see, there's 47 goals with Inter in the Campionato. We get to 57. We get to 70. We get to 83. So that if he scores twice before the end of the year, it'd be 85 Serie A goals. But he definitely gets to 84. I would say he's probably going to score against Cagliari. Raspadori, Scott McTominay. McTominay definitely against Parma. Okay, Pope Francis, Scott Francis McTominay. Is there something that has to do with the death of the Pope? It begs the question. Scott Francis McTominay. You know, this guy's scored lots of goals, you know, the first goal of the game for Napoli, so they Scudetto, you know, Napoli's 25th win on the 25th day. Could this be a tribute to Diego Maradona and his death due to heart attack? It's heart, that's Camacho 25, so that's a way that we look at it, you know. A second Scudetto after the death of Antonio Conte, or after the death of Diego Maradona. It's late in the night. The first season, leave Manchester United and win the Scudetto. How about that? I think I look at the day Antonio Conte joins Napoli to the time that he wins the championship. It'd be a little bit better if we look at the birthday. July 31 of 69. So, 42 weeks later, Cagliari's Camacho 42. 42 weeks after Antonio Conte's birthday. There's something to say about Conte's birthday. The nickname for Parma, what do we get? Parma Calcio 1913, it's Lukaku's at 13 goals. At Parma Calcio 1913 is Camacho the 84th points for Napoli. They're going for 84 points now. Rebranded under a new name. The Crusaders is their nickname. Cosatti is Camacho 78 points. Napoli enter the match with 78 points against the Crusaders. What about Cagliari's nickname? What do we get? Any nickname worth pointing out? Gli Isolani, the Islanders, the Isolators. Gli Isolani is Camacho 53. 53's Gematria, the champions. They can be the champions by beating the Isolators, the Islanders, the last match of the season. And now, today, Nerazzurri are going to win out, obviously. Inter are going to win out for the rest of the season. Inter are going to finish with 83 points. 83 is going to be a very significant number. We've seen it entered in the calculator. I think I remember Raspadori. His name in the calculator is Gematria 83. Inter's 83 points for the season. Cannot ignore that. There was a number 83. There was another 83 that I entered in the calculator. This is, let's go to Inter. They'll end the season with 8 draws and 5 losses. Paris Saint-Germain is Gematria 85. They're in the Champions League final against Paris Saint-Germain. They're going to enter the final with 83 points. 83 points. The final is at Germany. Germany is Gematria 83. So Inter are going to win out, but Napoli are going to win out as well. So Inter are going to enter the final with 38 wins against Paris Saint-Germain. And again, that we need to go to Inter quickly. They'll get to 37. They'll get to 38. And then we must go to Simone Inzaghi. So, he is going to enter the final with 34 losses against PSG as Inter manager. Inter going to be 3-4 in the final. They're going to enter with 34 losses in the Champions League final. He's going to go for 35 losses against Paris Saint-Germain is Gematria 35. So the 35th loss is on the way for Simone Inzaghi in the Champions League final. PSG and Qatar are going to win the final.